General, he really is ill, I think. Looking out for the boat, General! His sin has found him out. Oh, don't. One must face facts. Can any of us afford to throw stones? Even if his wife was no better than she should be, and she must have been a depraved woman, he had no right to take judgment into his own hands. What about Beatrice Taylor? Who? Well, that was the name, wasn't it? You are referring to that absurd accusation about myself? Yes. Now that we are alone, I have no objection to telling you the facts of the case. Indeed, I should like for you to hear them. It was not a fit subject to discuss in front of gentlemen, so naturally I refused to say anything last night. That girl, Beatrice Taylor, was in my service. I was very much deceived in her. She had nice manners and was clean and willing. I was very pleased with her. Of course, all that was the sheerest hypocrisy. She was a loose girl with no morals, disgusting. It was some time before I found out that she was what they call in trouble. It was a very great shock to me. Her parents were decent folk too, who had brought her up strictly. I am glad to say they did not approve of her behavior. What happened? Oh, naturally, I wouldn't keep her an hour under my roof. No one shall ever say I condone immorality. Did she drown herself? Yes. How old was she? 17. Only 17. Quite old enough to know how to behave. I told her she was a low, depraved thing. I told her she was beyond the pale, and that no decent person would allow her into their home. I told her her child would be the child of sin, and it would be branded all its life, and that naturally the gentleman wouldn't dream of marrying her. I told her I felt soiled ever having her in my home. You told all of that to a girl of only 17? Yes. I am glad to say I broke her down utterly. Oh, little devil. I've no patience for this indulgence towards sin. And then, I suppose you turned her out of your house? Of course. And she didn't dare go home. What did you feel like when you found that she drowned herself? Feel like? Yes. Didn't you blame yourself? Certainly not. I behaved according to the dictates of my conscience. I believe that you really feel that way. And that makes it even more horrible. That girl's unbalanced. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hand.
Breakfast is ready.
The wicked shall be turned into hell. Be quiet.
Do you know where the gentlemen are? Breakfast is ready.
Yes, Sir Lawrence Wargrave sitting out in the sun, Dr. Armstrong and Mr. Bloor searching the Islander. I shouldn't bother about them.
Shall not the isle shake at the sound of the fall? When the wounded cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of thee? Shall we go in? don't feel like eating.
Breakfast is ready.
Then all the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones and lay away their robes and put off their broidered garments. They shall clothe themselves with trembling. They shall sit upon the ground and shall tremble at every moment and be astonished at thee.